I'm sitting at my kitchen table right now, and my phone just lit up. It's a group chat, 12 people wishing Linda a happy retirement. I typed, "Congratulations, Linda," with an exclamation point. I don't know Linda's last name. I've worked with some of these people for 6 years, and not one of them knows me either. I'm 77 years old, and I have never let anyone actually know me. Not my ex-wife, not my kids, not the friends I've had lunch with every month for the past decade. I've been in the room for thousands of conversations, and I've never been in any of them. Not really. People think I'm friendly. They're right, I am. I ask questions, I laugh at jokes, I remember birthdays. I show up. But showing up is not the same thing as letting someone in, and I got very good at the difference. I didn't mean for it to happen. I don't think anyone does. When I was younger, I thought depth would come later. Once I had the career sorted, once I had the house, once things were stable. But stability became routine, and routine became decades, and the people I saw every week never got past the surface because I never let them. I was always the one who listened. People liked that about me. They'd tell me about their problems, their marriages, their worries about their kids. I'd nod and say the right thing and feel useful. But when they asked about me, I'd smile and say, "I'm good, same old, same old." And they'd accept it because people almost always accept what you give them. I think I believed that being needed was the same as being close. There was a moment about 15 years ago. I was at a dinner party, one of those long nights where everyone's had too much wine and someone starts talking about regret, real regret. And this man I'd known for years, someone I played tennis with, starts crying. Just quiet tears running down his face while he talks about his daughter, how he doesn't know her, how he missed it all trying to prove something that doesn't matter. The room went silent. His wife held his hand, and I thought, I should say something. I should tell him I understand, because I did. My son had stopped calling except on holidays, and when he did call, we talked about traffic and whether he needed anything fixed at his place. But I didn't say anything. I refilled his glass and made a joke, a gentle one, and everyone laughed, and the moment passed. He never opened up like that again, at least not around me. I made sure the conversation stayed light after that. I was good at it. That's what I've always done. Redirect. Smooth things over. Keep it pleasant. A week later, he called me. Just to talk, he said. He apologized for getting emotional. And then he went quiet, and I could feel him waiting to see if I'd meet him there, in that vulnerable place he'd shown me. I told him not to worry about it. Told him we all have those nights. Asked if he wanted to grab lunch that weekend, maybe hit some balls at the court. He said sure. We never talked about it again. I remember hanging up the phone and feeling relieved, like I'd successfully avoided something dangerous. And I had. I'd avoided the exact kind of intimacy I'd spent my whole life running from, the kind where someone sees you clearly and you have to let them. I'd turned competence into a wall. Being helpful, being steady, being the guy who keeps things moving, it all felt like connection. But it was just another way of staying hidden. You can't be vulnerable when you're busy fixing things. So I held it together for decades. And the tighter I held, the more alone I became. If you're wondering when it's too late to change this pattern, I can't tell you. But I can tell you when you stop wondering. I told myself it was kindness, that people didn't need my burdens on top of their own, that I was being strong, being private, being respectful of boundaries. But the truth is that I was afraid that if I let someone see the parts of me that weren't competent or calm or put together, they'd see there wasn't much else there. So I stayed on the surface, and the surface became my whole life. My wife used to try. Early on, she'd ask me what I was thinking, really thinking, and I'd give her something true, but small. a worry about work, a comment about the neighbors. Never the thing underneath, the loneliness I couldn't name, the feeling that I was always performing and never resting. She stopped asking after a while. You can't pull someone out who's determined to stay hidden. When we divorced, people were surprised. They said we seemed solid. We were solid. In the way a well-built wall is solid, nothing could get through. I see my kids twice a year now. Christmas and one of their birthdays, usually. We have perfectly nice visits they update me on. Their lives, and I tell them I'm proud. And we take a picture and then they leave. And it's like we were never in the same room. They don't ask me about my life because I trained them not to. Every time they tried, when they were younger, I'd deflect or minimize or change the subject. Children learn fast. My daughter told me last year she's in therapy. She said it carefully, like she thought I might judge her. I told her that was great, that everyone could use support. And then I asked if she'd tried that new restaurant near her apartment. She looked at me for a long moment, deciding whether to push. She didn't. I have a life that looks full. I volunteer at the library on Tuesdays. I meet Paul and Jim for coffee every Thursday. I go to my grandson's soccer games when I'm invited. I'm polite to my neighbors. I help people move furniture. I know the names of the baristas at 3 different coffee shops. But I could disappear tomorrow, and it would take weeks for anyone to notice. And when they did, they'd say, "He was such a nice guy." And they'd mean it, and they wouldn't be able to say anything else. Last month, I was in the hospital for a small procedure. Nothing serious, but they keep you overnight. The nurse asked if I wanted to call anyone, let someone know where I was. I said no, I was fine. She looked at me the way people do when they're trying to decide if you're independent or just alone. I smiled and made a joke about enjoying the quiet, and she laughed and left me there. I lay in that bed all night with my phone next to me, and I realized I couldn't think of a single person I wanted to call. Not because I don't know people, but because I've never built the kind of relationship where calling from a hospital bed would make sense, where it wouldn't feel like I was asking for something I had no right to ask for. I've spent 77 years making sure no one had to carry me, and now there's no one to call when I need carrying. The worst part is knowing I did this. Not something that happened to me, something I built year after year, conversation after conversation, every time I chose the easy answer over the true one. Every time I kept someone at arm's length because it felt safer than letting them close enough to hurt me. And they never did hurt me. I hurt myself. I think about that dinner party sometimes, that man crying about his daughter. I wonder what would have happened if I'd said, I feel that too. If I'd let myself be seen just once in a room full of people who probably would have understood. Maybe nothing would have changed. Or maybe I'd have one person now who actually knows me. I'll never find out. You can spend a lifetime protecting yourself from pain and never realize you're also protecting yourself from everything else. People talk about loneliness like it's about being alone. It's not. I'm lonely in every room I enter, surrounded by people who think they know me. And the loneliness isn't theirs to FX, it's mine. I built it, I maintained it, I chose it over and over because the alternative felt like too much risk. Now I'm 77 and the risk is gone because there's nothing left to protect. Just a pleasant man who nobody knows, who nobody misses when he's not there, because he was never really there to begin with. I'm not telling you this for pity. I don't want it. I made my choices. I lived my life the way I thought I needed to. I'm telling you because I'm sitting at this table looking at a group chat full of people I'll never really talk to, and I finally understand what I traded for safety. I traded everything.